All right, so we were watching GDX very closely. GDX is something that in Sector Focus, if you're a Sector Focus member, you recently got a Sector Spotlight email that put out every week saying that precious metals is really the most bullish sector that you can be in. You can see that precious metals recovering as the stock market recovered is now breaking highs, GDX. Don't be afraid to go in there and start buying precious metals stocks. Precious metals stocks right now, some of them have low volume, and they're going to be a lot of fun to go in and buy. When they have low volume, they're very easy to move. So that means you have big upside, also big downside when you're on the downswing. So what we do very quickly in the on the platform is we click on precious metals. It takes us to the precious metals stocks, and we have an algorithm here. Now, if you look at the bottom, they're showing 1 through 10 of 83 stocks. That means there's 83 stocks in the precious metal sector. You see some that are trading at 38 cents. I try to stay away from the ones that are trading under a buck, like 12 cents here. So you have to do a little bit of, you can't just buy with your eyes closed necessarily. USAS, I do like, even though it's at 46 cents. I'll show that one. SSRM, we've been talking about for a long time. It's at 10.03. We like that one. We'll go into some more of these, but when I go to the chart on Thinkorswim, these are the stocks that I'm going to be looking at. So you can see that they're ranked. They have a little bit of an algorithm here, 7-1 month algorithm. And what this does is it allows you to get in and find the stocks that have had a huge performance but had a chance to pull back. Okay, so that's the special algorithm, and it's similar to the algorithm that where I showed you those pretty nice results recently. Okay, so we're going to come in here and look first at that 46-cent stock, USAS. You can see that it's had a nice run. You could see, from the beginning of the year. Well, let's go back here. Let's say it's April 10th right now. So if you go back to November 10th, it would probably show. Let's see, November 10th is somewhere down here, right? So it's basically the algorithm is basically calculating from this level up to March 10th, which is right here. And it's basically saying which stocks had the best performance in this sector. And we already established that this sector is one of, if not the strongest sectors. Stocks in this sector that had a big, strong move as of a month ago. So this has a huge, huge gain as of a month ago. The 6-month gain as of a month ago was 105%. So 6-month gain from November 10th. I'm sorry, actually, it was from October 10th up through March 10th was 105%. But it's had a chance to pull back since then. So that it has the ability to move up. That the institutions want to move it up. It was just up around 60 cents. It pulled back to 40 cents. So it gave back a third of its value off of its high. And now it's trying to make a comeback. This is a stock that, because it's a low volume stock and it's a low price stock, keep in mind that stock could trade down 50% in a day very easily. So if that's not something that you can handle, just ignore it and go on to some of these higher price stocks, which I'll show you now. Remember the $10 stock we were looking at, SSRM? All right. SSRM, you can see, has a bit more of a trend. You can see it's a trend that you can feel a little bit more confident in. Make no mistake, it is going to be very volatile. You can see just from here, 657 got down to 494. That's a big price decline. That's like 20% price decline. Then it went from about $5 up to about 832. So that's about a maybe 60% move or something like that. Pulled back from 832 down to 673. You get the idea. Pulled back recently from 1134 down to 859. Now it's at 1042. I'm going to zoom in so you could get a closer look at the volume. And you can see on the upswings, when you had these big important days, like we just kind of highlighted, the S&P 500 had a day where it opened at the bottom, closed at the top. You can see SSRM opened near the bottom, closed near the top, and it's on very heavy volume. You can see what it broke out here is also on very heavy volume. This is what you want to see. This is how you know institutions are in there buying the stock. You can see when it broke out here and broke this ceiling, this historic high, was on very heavy volume. So the stock is one of these stocks that's under accumulation. Institutions are buying it carefully, slowly. They'd love to go in and buy some more. but they have to do it very carefully and very slowly. So anywhere around here, the stock has been above 10 for some time. It's stayed above 10. There's different rules that different fund managers have where they cannot buy stock under 10. It has to first move up above 10 and stay above there for XYZ period of time, or it has to go up above 10, past 10 by a certain amount. This stock looks like it qualifies probably on all those levels. It went up above 10 significantly. It stayed above 10 for a significant amount of time.
So it's
what?
The Market Search University.
Sorry about that. When I pull up Market Search,
it auto plays,
which is really disruptive. We used to think it was Webinar Jam. It was messing us up. But anyway, SSRM is one of the stocks that is in the gold sector that people, if they want to buy individual stocks, would look at. ORLA, another one. You can see this one's clearly breaking out today, breaking a new high. A lot of people are going to say that they're afraid to buy a stock that's come so far so fast. It was just down at 7. Now it's up at 986. I'd still be a buyer of this stock. You look at the volume coming into this stock as it broke out above this key level. You can tell the institutions want to be in this stock. The precious metals sector, very strong sector, probably the strongest sector in the stock market. Some other sectors recently got bumped above it on our ranking system because they're defensive sectors and the market was crashing. Doesn't mean those sectors are bad, but just saying it pushed down the precious metal sector. USAU, let's take a look at this. Big moves to the upside on big volume every single time. Institutions are buying the crap out of this one. This is up at 991. It could come back down to $7.90 or even $7. Could easily do that. But this stock is gonna, it's gonna probably continue breaking out and continue its uptrend overall. Now, what I started to say with SSRM, and I'll also say it about this one, is that now that the stock is above 10, it held above 10, was above 10 by a certain amount. Now there's institutions that were not able to buy the stock that now can buy the stock. So there's institutions that were sitting there looking at this stock saying, man, I wish I could get in there. I love everything about this company and the sector. I just can't buy stocks over 10 until it's above 10 for a certain amount of time. Well, the stock stayed above 10 for a significant amount of time, significantly above 10 too. It's probably going to continue that trend. So there's going to be more and more stocks, more and more institutions that can buy SSRM.